Good morning. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast where we follow along with my book, Words from a Friend, A Daily Guide to a Purposeful Life, available at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. It's the podcast that follows along 365-day inner journey. Glad to have you here, and today we've got an important one. Might not be easy for all of us, but it is exactly what we need to do. Today is January 20th, episode 20. The power of taking 100% responsibility, for your life. For your life. What else would you do? It's yours. It's you, right? It's your vessel. It's your ship. Take responsibility for your ship, We keep our cars all nice and shiny and stuff, and then we forget about this and what's inside this car. This car is what takes you for the whole ride. You better make sure you keep this one shining. That's what makes a life well lived, is to keep your car clean, shiny, in good shape, and moving forward, not sitting in park, not rusting away. You've got life force in you. There's love to be given, right? It's not about having to do this, any huge thing. Just your love, wherever you are in your life. That is the most important thing. You are the biggest you. It's the biggest you. So you protect that biggest you, not by protecting it with your ego. It's by giving it away. You give it. It's not something you reserve. It's not like you have to overcompensate and be a people pleaser. No, just your simple love. Consciously, every day. That's taking 100% responsibility. That's it. Know where you are inside. Know what you're giving out. Know what you're expressing. Okay? And where you're expressing that from. Right? What's the source of this expression? Is it my guilt, anger, fear? What's the source of this energy I'm in today? Can I transmute that back into love? Can I do that? Yeah, you can do that. It takes a little time to get to know that inner self, to calm that inner self by just being there in it and letting go of the ego for that time. That's what meditation is all about. Letting go of the conditioned self, getting in touch with the future, the future self, but the forever self. Your light, your spirit, your soul. Connection every day. That's the devotional that you give to yourself. That's taking responsibility for what you're going to give the rest of that day. You start in the morning, okay? And you bring your best to the day. That's how you do it. If you're not starting out like that in the morning, the day's going to take you around it could have its way with you. So that's why we have principles inside that guide us. And what's held in the principles of love, the laws of love, well, that's truthful. That's truth. You're wielding truth, which is light and love. God is love. God is light. Jesus was the light of the world. He knew it, and he tried to tell us we're the same thing, that we too can do the same as him and even more. Those are his words. Right, so what is that? I was like, well, geez, I haven't parted the lake or anything like that. I haven't done that yet. No, but you've parted seas in your life, metaphorically, with that love. Oh, yes, you have. Yes, you have. You've done a lot of things that you read about in the Bible in your life that you don't see them as that you've done them, but you've used the energy of that to create a new way forward, solve some issues that were never going to be solved by ego. You learned how to use love. You learned the ingredient. And you learned the way with it. That is the way. Okay? So take 100% responsibility for your thought life first. It all starts in our thoughts, right? What thoughts are we thinking about that day? Are we thinking about thoughts of, somebody bothered us and we're thinking vengeful? I'm going to get that son of a, and that's how you're starting your day. Oh, man. Yeah, well, then you can get what you're going to get what you give. So can you become the master of your can you become the master of your domain? Can you do that? Yes, you can. You're doing that this year. Not in the Seinfeld way, in the spiritual way. Okay, your life is always created by the very process of first your thoughts, then your actions based on those thoughts. We all act from our thoughts. So many times we just act from the first thing that comes into our head instead of examining it and giving it that pause that we need before we let our character let that garbage out if it's going to be garbage. You can tell truth without garbage. Oh yes, you can. It's just a different approach that you haven't learned yet. That's it. So I'm going to help you see your own light, and then that's your power, and then you use that. You see, you're already doing it. That's it. Just grow that part of you. Okay. When we choose to go the opposite road of blaming others for our misfortunes, we've left our power. We've entered victim mindset. You have the power to do anything. You have the power to rise above every obstacle. It's the same sauce. We have decided to continue on the path of the victim, right? There is nothing you want on this road, my friends. Nothing. Don't play the victim, even if you've been victimized and you know it and it's been horrible and all of those things. You can't move forward with that. That's stagnant, take you back into crappy town energy, victimhood. You can have your pity party, have it. Then get over that and say, no way, man, I am no victim. I'm a victor. I've got that light inside of me that says I can do anything. And that light is for me, not against me. Never against you. It's only that ego voice, that inner critic. Okay? That's our contrast to the light. Use the light instead. Know your darkness, but proceed with your light. Okay? The mistakes of the past are gone, and there's no changing those outcomes. However, right now, in this present moment, you can choose to rise. Rise above the negative voice that tells you that it's everyone else's fault, that it's the voice of the liar in your head, known as your ego. The only thing blaming others will ever get you is stagnation and a low-level life. You will continue to have the same type of experiences returning to your doorstep because you choose not to learn the lesson that you're being given. You break out of the loop. You break out of the loop of old excuses. I have plenty of excuses in my life. Right? But you got to know that that's holding yourself back from experiencing the things that help you grow. Okay? God gives us many opportunities every day to get it right, but it is our choice and our job to take them. Growth is what we are here for, and it is always attained through taking 100% responsibility for our avatar, our person. We get guided instead of we just use what's been taught to us from a myriad of sources. And so just know that the old stuff isn't working anymore. The ego stuff is not going to propel you forward. It may get you where you want to go with money, because you're just going to get there however you're going to get there. But that's not a fruitful journey. Maybe in certain ways, but then your relationships could suck and all this other stuff because you haven't been working on that at all. It suffers because you're not balancing, right? You're just thinking about one thing. You got to use that light in every part of your life. That's what creates a beautiful life. Don't forget about those most important things. Don't forget about those. Okay? Family, friends, work. God first, because then you have something to give to your family and something to put into your work so that you can be the great provider and great way shower for your fam. Okay? So God gives us many opportunities every day to get it right, but it is our choice to get the job, to take the job, and it is our job to take them. Growth is what we're here for. Remember, it always begins with changing our perception and thinking for ourselves on a higher level. Higher thoughts like, I am not a victim, I am a victor. And that's what I'm saying. We create a new pattern. We have a pattern. Remember, I was saying we all have a pattern. We got to see it first and say what's not serving us anymore. Change that pattern, or it'll be the same loop, that's the same wheel driving your life forever. You know, you find that change is good when you're doing it in from a standpoint of, I can have what I want if I'm willing to give what it takes. And a lot of times, most of the time, it takes being a beneficial presence so that you can go anywhere and you'll be welcomed, you know, because you're going to put your best forward. You know where it comes from. You know why you're doing it. The real reasons, the higher reasons, that will take you there. That'll pull you. That'll pull you. Okay? Remember, it always begins with changing our perception and thinking for ourselves on a higher level. Higher thoughts like, I am not a victim. I can overcome any obstacle, and I will learn from each challenge. I will learn from each challenge rather than just storing them as old failures. They're just challenges. Okay? You know, those old failures, if you want to look back at those old failures, look at them for the lesson. Shove the failure part of it away and glean the gold. And just move forward with the gold. You're it. You have it. Okay? I will never give up on creating a better life for myself, my family, and, you know, everyone around me. That's my world. That's your personal world. Affect it. Affect it. You can. Everybody can affect that. Infect it. Everyone can affect that in a better way when we all say that's just the daily goal. That's just what we all want to be in. Let everybody know, right? I know a lot of companies out there now that are starting the day off with the motivation because they want all their people being a team, you know, not all gossiping about each other and tearing each other down for this or that or the other thing. Now, if you're a true family, you can bust balls all day long. I mean, I come from Troy. It's the ball busting capital of the world. If you stay in that fun zone, great. But, you know, don't do it if it's hurting somebody. You know, don't do that. Make light, but be conscious of what you're giving out. Make people rise. You know, bring people up through your comedy. That's fun stuff. Okay? So, where are we? My only true job is me. That's your job. And then that me that you improve just filters out to the people in your life, your partner, your spouse. It adds to them, and then they'll add back to you. You got to have that relationship where it's going both ways. They should be adding to your cup back in there, you know. You guys should be just, that's how you raise each other instead of growing apart. Okay? Raise each other. Raise each other. Okay? From this place, truth enters in the room, and your power to rise above any challenge is found. If you're at the center of a seemingly negative occurrence, then the lesson to be learned in a diamond of wisdom just for you is in the bag of negativity you've just been handed. There's gold in them thar hills in that negativity. You got to be the prospector of it. Sift it out. Learn the lesson. Make your amends if you have to. And go forward and grow from that, and don't get it out of your arsenal. Say, I've learned from doing that. And your life becomes better because you're more conscious of what you are giving. Okay? You can't control what other people are going to do, but you can control what you're going to do. Most of the time, right? That's the ego that keeps us out of control. It is. So we calm our nervous system. We start keeping that calm through various human techniques too. Meditation gets into the core of it, gets you aligned with your body and your heart and saying, this is what I want. I want this peace in my life. Well, then you become more peaceful. It just happens. It just happens, and you become a peaceful presence. And a more peaceful presence brings more higher energies, will bring more people into that peace if you're a good arbiter of it. You know, it's the way. Do your part. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I will see you guys tomorrow.